Hi, my name is Rick Binger, and I am Principal and Creative Director of Idea, Branding, Advertising, and Design. Yeah, so the John Deere campaign was loads of fun, and that's really what made it different. Within the world of government procurement, it can be a bit dry or a bit stale, as you can imagine. And so our mission going into this was to do something completely the opposite of that. And so we knew our key message was easy procurement for federal, state, and local governments. And John Deere does that with special contracts, which reduce paperwork, which makes it easier to get the tractor or the mower that you need. And so that reduction in paperwork was really our key insight. And once we knew that, we kind of knew what we were going to do. We were going to use John Deere products to reduce paperwork. And so we created these landscapes that were filled to the brim of paperwork, and we showed John Deere products removing that paperwork. So it could be a tractor pulling a cutter, like a roadside mower, shredding paperwork, reams of paper, and revealing the grass underneath. Or it could be a snowblower blowing it off the sidewalk. And so the campaign had really long legs, meaning that there are so many John Deere products, and we could show them eliminating or reducing paperwork in so many different ways. It was a really fun campaign to work on, and it really stood out in the sea of sameness within the bureaucratic or government world. And so there was lots of ingredients for success for this one. We had a sound strategy to begin with. We had a big idea. We had really good production values, specifically in terms of the retouching involved and the CGI work involved to kind of create these environments. And we had a brave client that had the courage to do something new and novel and different. And so this campaign was first created perhaps 7 years ago, and it ran for about 5 years in many different mediums, from print ads to digital ads, email campaigns, calendars, direct mail, and it was a big success and lots of fun. So where does the creative process begin? So typically it begins with us asking lots of questions. We'll typically have a call with the client, and in that call, we'll try to establish our playground. What is our arena? What does our playground look like? And really trying to establish where the boundaries are. And it's often bigger than what the client thinks it is. And that's where we can find a lot of those good ideas. They're in the unexpected places. And so, after that initial call where we establish our playground, we'll get together as a team. It's usually a writer and an art director getting together, and just like everybody else, we start with a blank piece of paper, and that's still scary after 25 years. But we quickly try to put some ink down on paper to get some momentum going, and we'll start to explore this playground and look in the corners where most people aren't going to be looking, and that's where we're going to find the good stuff. And when we find the good stuff there, they're often hidden in clusters. And so we'll look a little further in that area, and it's kind of funny the way that it works. We'll come across a lot of good ideas, all at once, and then there might be a dry spell for a period of time. And so momentum is really key when concepting or developing ideas. Just kind of, once you have some momentum, just keep going no matter what, whether it's working through lunch or working all day, because it might be a couple days before you come across any more any more good ideas. And having time is really important when concepting, because we're sort of in the middle, to use another analogy, in the middle of a forest, and we really don't know what those ideas look like until we kind of pull out and have a really good view of that forest. And so having the benefit of many fresh mornings to say, oh, that's a good idea, that's a bad idea, is super important. And then once it's usually a 2 or 3 week process for a job that requires concepting, so a traditional ad job, for let's say. And we use the two weeks of that to go wide, just to do lots of explorations, and then maybe the last week or so to cull that list down, and then to begin to think about how the executions might work. And then from there, we'll actually begin comping it up and doing some of the more traditional work behind the computer. So I'd say, most of our value and most of our work happens outside of the computer. It's just sitting down with a piece of paper at a restaurant, coffee shop, behind a desk, wherever it is, and just developing ideas. So inspiration comes from many different places. I'd say the most important thing or philosophy that kind of guides the way that I work is that good ideas beget good ideas. And so if I can surround myself with good ideas, that gives me a jump start, and that starts the process. And so award annuals, behind me, there are some shelves with many award annuals on there, and that's a place that we'll sometimes start, not always, and we'll just kind of get in the mindset of what good creative is, and then from there we'll start to kind of dive into the specifics of that particular project, the sustainable differentiators, and then out of that, hopefully a good concept is born. Also, just being in touch with life, with popular culture, whether it's TV shows or movies. There's well-written TV shows lately have been a great inspiration for me, particularly humor. And so that's one avenue. Another avenue, I think it's also important, for me in a ways, to look at the opposite. It's easy to kind of look at what's good, but it's also productive to look at what doesn't work, and kind of analyze, okay, well, why isn't that working? And so that's another avenue that's been productive for me, that provides inspiration. And I'd say a key one that's easily overlooked is just having a great partner, whether writer or art director, that you can trust and respect. When you come up with ideas, they may not feel, even the best idea, if you're lucky, it feels like the best idea when it first comes out, but there's often some uncertainty and some insecurity about that. And so having a partner that you can trust to say, that's actually really good, let's run with that, let's keep rolling with that, or let's leave that around the back of the book. And then so that's typically the inspiration that keeps me going. Yeah, thinking is critical to, it's core to what we do. In fact, I named my company Idea because of that, and very intentional. I've been fortunate enough to work with some really talented people early in my career, and they taught me the importance of thinking, which is what leads to a good idea or concept. And that's really what can set a company apart. It can set you as a creative or an agency apart. And it's the hardest thing to do. And so that means a lot of people won't go through the effort of doing it. And so by going the extra mile and really spending the time on the idea, concept, the thinking, is just a way to sort of um, create that memorable differentiation. You can have, good copy and design, but without an idea to apply it to, it comes off a little bit empty. And so, with the question, you kind of hit it on the head. It is core to everything we do, at IDEA. I love working on building, construction, and home campaigns. I think the reason why is, as a kid, my dad, he taught me how to fix and build things. And so I've always been mechanically inclined, and creating something from scratch has always been really rewarding to me. And so, working on home and building material campaigns, in the realm of creating branding and advertising and design is sort of a marriage of two things I love. And so it's really easy to kind of get lost in this work and just have fun doing it. Also, the materials themselves, whether it's a siding product or a roofing product or inside the home product, they lend themselves to very creative executions. And so, that just makes it even more fun. Last year, we did a whole house remodel, and we had some contractors do most of the work, but there was a few things that I did, and one of them was installing the board and batten trim that you see behind me in this office. And so that was a fun project. Also, about the same time, I built shutters for the house from scratch. Some cedar, started with some rough sawn cedar planks, trimmed them down, cut them up, and assembled them as shutters, and stained them and installed them. And so that was fun. And then also a few years ago, I put the deck on our house. Actually took down our old deck and put up a new deck. And so I love just getting out there with tools. It's great sort of therapy, if you will. It's very cathartic to kind of build something and create something. It's a very tangible version of what we do in advertising, branding, design, just with products.